day everyone, I am Sheremy Sarong and I am with
Casey Anaven Angat,
and we are here to discuss the Hong Kong policing system. First, let's talk about what is Hong Kong Police Force. Hong Kong Police Force is the largest discipline service under the Security Bureau of Hong Kong. It is the world's second and Asia's first police agency to operate with a modern policing system. It was formed on May 1, 1844.
Short history about Hong Kong Police Force. In 1969, Queen Elizabeth II granted the Royal Charter to the Hong Kong Police Force for the handling of the Hong Kong 1967 riots, renaming them the Royal Hong Kong Police Force. Following the transfer of sovereignty, the force is now known as Hong Kong Police Force.
Week-long street demonstration. The police take the British government house as their target. Posters demand the government resignation. Thousands of Chinese shouting vows, slogan urgent end the British rule in colony. The inevitable result is the violence. The mobs battle police destroying stones, marbles, anything. Both riders and police were injured. The retaliation was swift and effective. Tear gas and riot guns loaded by wooden bullets to disperse the crowd. More than 400 arrested in the 7th-day reign of terror and energy. Most of hoodlums were youths. They tore up the Union Jack, smashed windows, and overturned the car up to set up a fire. A British delegation is proving the current situation.
Let's move on to the structure of the Hong Kong Police Force. The force is commanded by the Commissioner of Police, who is assisted by two Deputy Commissioners. The first one is Deputy Commissioner Operation. This is the one who supervises all operational matters including crime. The second one is Deputy Commissioner Management. This is the one who is responsible for the direction and coordination of the force management including personnel, training, and management service.
So, here in the Philippines, Philippine National Police have their own motto, which is to serve and protect. While, on the other hand, Hong Kong Police Force have their own motto, which is we serve with pride and care. Do you know that Hong Kong Police Force is organized into 6 regions? And that 6 regions are: first, Hong Kong Island; second, Kowloon East; third, Kowloon West; fourth, New Territories North; fifth, New Territories South; and the last region is Marine Region.
Let's move on to the Force Headquarters Management, which is made up of 5 departments. The first department is Operation and Support. The second one is Crime and Security. Third, Personnel and Training. Fourth, Management and Services. And the last one is Finance, Administration, and Planning Department. Here in the Philippines, we have that what we call the Philippine National Police Academy or PNPA. This is a public safety school whose graduates are assigned as officers of the Philippine National Police, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, and Bureau of Fire Protection. While on the other hand, Hong Kong has Hong Kong Police College.
Hong Kong Police College is the one who is responsible for all matters relating to training within the Hong Kong Police except internal security, auxiliary, and marine police training. Training provided by the Police College includes recruit and continuation training, crime investigation training, police driver training, and weapon tactics training. The information technology training, command training, local and overseas management training, Some specialist course and periodic courses on firearms and first aid are also provided by the police college.
There is what we call Service Quality Wing, which is the one responsible for spearheading initiatives to improve services provided to force customer both external and internal. That wing comprises of 3 branches. The first branch is the performance review, the second one is research and inspection, and the last one is the complaints and internal investigation. Complaints and internal investigations includes the complaints against police officer or what we call CAPO. This is the one who oversees the investigation and successful resolution of all complaints made both externally and internally against members of the police force.
Ranks of Hong Kong Police Force: Commissioner of Police, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Chief Superintendent of Police, Senior Superintendent of Police, Superintendent of Police, Chief Inspector of Police, Senior Inspector of Police, Inspector of Police, Probationary Inspector of Police, Station Sergeant, Sergeant, Senior Constable, Police Constable.
Let's move on to the entry requirements for the Hong Kong Police Force. For the nationality, it must be a permanent resident of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region and have lived in Hong Kong for at least 7 years.
For Inspector, the academic requirements are Hong Kong degree or equivalent to an accredited associate degree from Hong Kong tertiary institution or a higher diploma from a Hong Kong Polytechnic or Polytechnic University or a diploma from a registered post-secondary college awarded after the date of its registration or equivalent to a pass in 2 subjects at advanced level in the Hong Kong Advanced Level Examination plus 3 other subjects at grade C or a combination of results in 5 Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education subjects at Level 3 in new senior secondary subjects. Lastly, attained with distinction in applied learning subjects and grade C and other language subjects or equivalent.
For the police constable, the academic requirements are 5 passes or above, which may include Chinese language and English language, or a combination of results in 5 Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education subjects of Level 2 in senior secondary subjects, attained in applied learning subjects, and grade E in other language subjects or equivalent. Here are the selection processes for inspector. They have written examination, extended interview, psychometric test, final interview board, physical fitness test, integrity checks and medical examination, and lastly is the appointment.
For police constable, they have physical fitness test, group interview, psychometric test, final interview board, basic law test, integrity check and medical examination, and lastly, the appointment.
Did you know that? In year 2008, a rating investigation of Asian Police Department voted by the Political and Economic Risk Consultancy Agency result in the Hong Kong Police Force have been rated the excellence of Asian police departments. The rating awarders commented that the Hong Kong Police Force as respectable and outstanding in their performance of upholding the law and maintaining public orders, keeping the Hong Kong people living and working in peace and content.
Furthermore, a quantitative research derived from the United States of America and United Kingdom with its statistical outcome aims for the world's police forces' overall quality, including local public security, case cracking rate, incorruptibility, professionalism, and language proficiency, and etc. The result is the Hong Kong Police Force has been rated in the top of Asia, also as the one of the best of the world.
The current Commissioner of Police is Tang King-shing, including the Hong Kong Auxiliary Police Force and civil servants, leading a force of about 4,000 personnel which makes Hong Kong the second largest citizen officer ratio society in the world.
In addition, the Marine region with about 3,000 officers and a fleet of 143 is the largest of any civil police force.
As of August 31, 2020, the Hong Kong Police Force has an establishment of 31,795 disciplined officers supported by 4,627 civilian officers. The current Commissioner of Police, Mr. Tang Ting Kung, the Deputy Commissioner of Police when it comes to operation, Mr. Su Kaki, the Deputy Commissioner of Police when it comes to management, Mr. Kwok Yam Shu.
Hong Kong police have different tactics when it comes to combating violence. We will going to show you what tactics used by the Hong Kong police force against citywide protests happened a year ago. But before that, the reason behind on that huge protest is that people of Hong Kong is against on a deeply unpopular bill. They believe that the passing of this law would affect all Hong Kongers. It's a fight to preserve the freedom of people have there. The extradition bill is said to threaten to give China more power over Hong Kong. But as a result, the protests have convinced Hong Kong's government to suspend
Here
that
is the
bill.
example of the Hong Kong police tactics against a citywide protest. When it comes to formation, as the protesters barricade themselves on the streets, the riot police will form multiple lines. The front line has long shield wall to cover the officers behind. The second line are the officers with round shields and batons, shotguns loaded with non-lethal rounds, tear gas launchers. Rear guard has flag bearers. There are also lightly armed plainclothes officers with video cameras. Protest clearance have police flag warnings. The escalation of force follows a color code system. Blue flags means this meeting or procession is breach of the law. Disperse or we may use force. This is a warning to crowds gathered in front of police. Red flags mean stop charging or we will going to use force. If police lines face a protester's charge, police will raise this flag and then deploy pepper spray. Black flag means warning, there's smoke. Then tear gas will soon be fired. Orange flag means disperse or we fire. And police will soon fire non-lethal rounds like rubber bullets. Use force, tear gas. To fire tear gas, parts of the shield wall will open up. Then it will allow the police officers to fire.
Officers with round shields will cover the launchers. To cover more distance, a small group of officers will sometimes break rank, advance, and fire tear gas on the move. If the distance is short, tear gas grenades may be thrown. Use of force, non-lethal projectiles. After an orange flag warning, police may fire rubber bullets, beanbag rounds, sponge rounds, or pepper ball bullets to disperse crowd. Clearance and arrest. After police break protesters' lines, officer will charge forward. They will try to subdue and arrest suspects. Special Tactics Squads, Raptors. An elite police unit deployed to make lightning assaults on protest lines. These officers undergo special training in crowd control and riot prevention weapons. Infiltration. Some police officers disguise themselves as protesters to gather intelligence and make arrests. Anti-riot vehicles. The police have riot control vehicles including water cannon trucks. Controversies. Police have been accused of improper use of force involving some of these weapons, such as firing tear gas in enclosed areas, which is against manufacturers' guidelines. There are worries that firing expired tear gas rounds could release toxic chemicals. Police have said that expired tear gas will not pose a danger to the public.
And that is how the Hong Kong policing system works. Therefore, as a result, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Interpol have acknowledged that the Hong Kong Police Force as Asia's finest and in having set up the foundation for the social stability of Hong Kong and has won a good reputation as one of the safest cities in the world and has been rated in the top of Asia also as one of the best of the world.
That would be all. Hope you learned something and admire the greatness of the policing system of Hong Kong. Thank you!